Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Tyler and this is my tabletop. Today we are working on the second to last building in the TTCombat Rural Village set produced for Warlord Games Bolt Action series. This is the hotel set number kit number 038 if you're following along. So let's get started. So starting off, we are putting together the ground floor more or less. On this one, we're going to have to pay attention to the tongue and groove setup pretty well. There's quite a few spots where walls slot into other walls, so putting them together in the wrong order is going to cause us all sorts of problems. You can see the part that's got the archway slightly to right, the one I just picked up. The archway and the wall are one piece. That is different than what is on their instructions. Appears that they've changed the kit without changing the instructions. We've run into this before. It's just something to keep in mind when you're putting things together. And struggling to get every single drop of super glue out of this bottle, but we're getting there. This kit is very, very large, so you'll have to bear with me. There will be quite a bit of action that kind of happens off screen just because I have a pile of parts sitting in front of me. And here again, this is a part that on the kit, in step 2 and 3, the second floor is one piece in the model, in the instructions, but in the actual kit, it is two pieces. So you see me putting the smaller piece on, and then fighting a little bit with the tongue and grooves. And that's looking good. And that brief break was because I have finally figured out why my video keeps breaking occasionally, is because the camera on my phone, which is what I record these with, will automatically turn off the video recorder at half an hour, and so occasionally there may be the briefest of breaks as I remember that I am creeping up on half an hour of raw footage and I need to stop and hit re-record again. Hopefully I will be smoother with the transitions. So we are now working on the second floor, and I am gluing the second floor walls onto the floor, which, like I said, is a separate piece which is a little different. I believe it is to make it easier to lift it up and use the interior. I guess in the original, the awning area and the ground floor walls were different. And you'll see I'm having a little bit of trouble. The walls look identical, but the tongue and grooves are different. And so I'm having a bit of trouble. I'm having to figure out which ones are which for this floor versus the top floor. So there. Camera adjustment. And a little glue on the corners. Always gluing on the corners. As always, you'd probably be better off using PVA glue, white Elmer's glue or wood glue for these kits. However, I am recording these and I don't want to sit here and wait for glue to dry, so I've been using super glue, even though that is really not the best glue for what this is being used for. So do as I say, not as I do. I would not use super glue for putting together MDF buildings. You can use it like as a spot glue, like if you're trying to be a little faster, use like a little tiny bit, but use Elmer's glue as the main glue. So now we are working on the third floor. And it goes together quick now that I have figured out which walls go with which floors. There. And now we will put together the roof. And I can't remember if we struggled with this one or not. We're going to find out. We are seeing this together as a community, because I don't remember. Spoiler alert, the last building. I recorded the raw footage for that yesterday, and that one I did struggle with. This one doesn't. I'm having a little bit of trouble. Not too bad. They have been worse. This one does not get the little roof capper thing. So, hey, it all fits together. And now we are going to start putting on the Gribblies. So, going to speed this next part up even faster, I believe. So, this particular set of windows is actually kind of a pain to put the Gribblies on. I probably should have, if I were rebuilding this kit, I would put these shutters and the windowsills on before you even install this wall. But that's what we've got. We've got in this kit the little MDF single piece window sills and then the cardboard shutters. And there is just a ton of windows on this kit, which is why I've got this going at 4 times time acceleration, because this takes quite a bit of raw time. And some of these window sills are a little, they're like off center, and I don't really know why. I don't. This kit also finished. Like, I had a bunch of window sills left over. I guess I should have paid more attention to the sizes of the window sills. There may have been enough centered ones. But honestly, I'm not super worried about it. For tabletop quality, it's going to be fine. We are just powering through the second floor. With its slightly taller windows, so they get the slightly taller shutters. And now the third floor, which also gets the slightly taller shutters. And in case you're wondering, we're kind of in an in-between step. We're doing step 9 in the instructions, but the shutters are not displayed on the kit instructions, so they're kind of not really listed. But obviously we're putting them in anyway. And I just figured instead of touching the windows more than once, I would just do all of the window portion all at once. And you can see my fingers are getting a little sticky at this point. Okay, that is all the windowsills. And so now we are moving on to the next thing. And in this case, the next thing is the corner brickwork to cover the tongue and grooves. This time I did actually measure, or I didn't measure, but I laid out all the brickwork, the corners, to make sure that I didn't use the wrong ones. I think these are the tall ones, but once again, these go on fast. This was another one where I wound up with a lot of extra parts, and I'm not sure why. I put corners on pretty much everywhere where there could possibly be a corner that made sense, and especially since the corners were actually listed in the instructions, step 10. I don't know why there were so many left over, but I had a pile of them. And we're going to slow it back down to put on the little hotel sign. I thought for a hot minute that I was missing parts, but it appears that the kit has been changed. You also see that I've got this pile of triangles over on the right-hand side. Those are I guess, little windows that go on the roof. They are part of a set of little windows that go up on the roof. I don't really know what to call those. I do not know anything about architecture. Uh, but I forgot to record those because they weren't on the instructions and I had to figure it out after my recording. And you can see the last second pile of stuff. Now the little square bits and the triangles wound up on the roof later, but the rest were extra. And so here's the turntable shot. Sorry for it kind of shaking. My table isn't big enough for the turntable and these big buildings all at once, so I gotta hold the camera. But that's the hotel. If you like it, please like it, share, subscribe, and all that. I've been Tyler. This has been my tabletop, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching.